It's HaShulchan Yardeh Simon Lamed Gimel Sif Lamed Alf Lamed Hey Supplemental Day 182 of the HaShulchan Yomi series. Lamed Alf. Bezeiches by Besim Sifta Zayin, the Veshet Ein Labika B'chutz Eitz Drusa. That said that a Veshet cannot be checked on the outside when it's Drusa, when an animal was attacked. Peter Nifnim Ba'ofen is checked on the inside with a bird. Ein Sham L'Chashin Le'ez Krum. Not concerned that there should be the scab arose. Yesh Ma Drusa Lo Shach Chashad Le'ez Krum. Could say that a scab is not an issue when there's an animal attack. The eris lo yeniach lo krum. The poison does not allow a scab to form. That which he said there in terms of a hole, you can check on the inside. It's about a new hole. Those we didn't have time yet to raise a scab. In bracket says, he's not choshish for, but so he's not choshish for. Those who say the chashash so this concern, so those who say this concern that a scab arose, no elk shenikeb or bevadai. It's only when we know for sure that there was a puncture. The us chashin aliyas kum hasheni, then we're concerned that there's going to be a scab on the second membrane. But in the place where we have doubt about both membranes, we're not concerned with a scab. It's crazy places. Peace and Sakumar according to say the Hach the Yoshua quotes that case where it's about Bavesh, where a case where a thorn is lodged in the Veshet. My Dafka Shuinu Shanikib or Echad is specifically about where we see that there is one puncture. Called Poskin Mashaladi from the Poskin sounds quite explicitly the half of the opposite. I feel Lorraine in the Kiwa even had a son a hole. Call or Pnimi learning the key was kol ha'ora pnimi. We didn't see a hole at all in the inner membrane. Elas chiva ba'alma, just a lodging. Shebekoshi, let's say it's misham, that it's, I guess, shebekoshi, that it's hard to get out of there. It's because it's lodged so tightly. Chashin aliyas klum, we're concerned there is a scab. Chem misham the hevek, those are the opposite. Shum echad nikva, lo chashin aliyas klum sheni. When one membrane is punctured, we're not concerned with a scab in the other membrane. Why didn't the scab form on the other one? Concern of scab, as long as there's an equal concern in both sides, in both membranes. Or where there's a thorn lodged in the inner one, we would say that on the outer membrane there was a scab, and the presence of the thorn didn't let the scab form in the inner membrane. This was short. These are very difficult things to say. Difficult things to say. Rambam Peragimel, but you still have to say such things according to Rif the Rambam, who in the brackets it says here did not paskin like Ula. Okay, line base. Those rabbis not concerned. Ruled we're not concerned with any scab rock. Much cause have a tour, varavon, varosh. Sorry, much cause have a tour. Well, so much cause tour. Deha ravon varosh. Pasku they pasku the English I feel because Stockholm. I'm not concerned even where there's a lodged thorn. B'choyin kosher kosher at a wad b'choyin das sefer truma and goes to shriek. I feel that there is even this opinion Yeshua of Koret Dami Mechutz if there's a crystal blood on the outside. The body trade is only trade for the body and Nikva Konikha Put Study pierced the hole through and through. It's from the Torah. Of Koret Dami B'fnim, there's a crystal blood on the inside, ain't Lachush not concerned. That's Beis Yosef. But he says if there's a club should receive that test. I'm not sure which man didn't bring down. I guess that they're not concerned if there's a crystal blood on the inside. Yeah, that's it. Because Lam Gimel says V'Rabbeinu Ramah Kasav Zel Shonim. I'm all right. Yes, Rosh those say it's kosher and correct that mechutz. If there's no crystal blood on the outside, lo kashin shamay vri. We're not concerned that it became healed itself. But rain and sotu they're leaning in our city, both in our bosses with those geese shemalitin, which you force feed them. To make with them, I think it's goose fat. This is some delicacy back then. Sheyesh takona be'ir livdoga chanekivas abeshet. There is a takona in the city to check in these cases to see if there's no hole in the Because and you force feed the geese, it's more prevalent to have trephus than even adhesions to the lung. But the flip side is they were lenient if they had if a thorn is lodged into the beshem. There isn't a hole on two sides. And there's no crystal blood on the outside. One has to be very meticulous about this. Because the Torah prohibition is above here. So it's better not to check at all. It's more charuba than to line the room, and then to check and be lean. The place there is a doubt. Many people have difficulty to spend difficulty trying to understand what he's saying. Also, one can infer an issue. Why are they bring down the issue of the rising of a membrane? You can't check it on the outside, even with a puncture. Even without the issue of raising a scab. Anyway. So I have to say the time of the Aliyas Krum, this logic of the raising of the scab, ain't so cloud. You don't need to come out the store. We see a hole in the inner membrane. Matter what's because the outer membrane can't be checked. If you separate the membranes for range, and we see the minute one is also not hold through kulo to us and Israel. The only concern is that a scab formed. Actually, that's it. That's inside. But as well as CPF Ches, and we're learning the CPF, the rock the suffix juice, only for a suffix if it for animal attack you can't check on the outside of a suffix. But if there's a question of a hole, you can't check on the outside. This week we're going to be able to explain the Ramah, but of course not today because this is for Ozlam Ches part of today. Alamed Haystar is part of that. Yes, it is. Vache Perusha. This is what it means to say. It is? Yes. Those people who say it's kosher if there's no crystal blood on the outside, that's a plan base. The not concerned with a scab at all. If you didn't have a hole through and through in the inner membrane, you could check the best. Even if there's a thorn lodger. I'm thinking about but if the inner membrane has been pierced, on the outside. Ellen Kane. Unless the time of the we join with this opinion, also opinion will say that for a suffix of a hole, you can check on the outside. He says, as our must say, the minigar says lenient. So the Ero technically vogue akar beshes malitin or some even though it didn't say they made a stringency to check out the esophaguses because they were force feeding them, and it's prevalent to find holes. Neged but opposite this. Or in contradiction to this, Hayalam Kulas Gedolos, they're great clues. Even as long as it's not hold on both sides. I feel nikib or bnimi, even there's a hole in the inner membrane. You may call that no crystal blood on the outside. Hoyu machshirin. The machshir is a two of Shnei Adeos. This is two opinions. One, Shein Choshem Lias Krum. We're not concerned that a scab was raised. And two, V'shiesh Lebeshet B'dikam V'chutz B'savik Negav. You can check a Beshet on the outside when there's a doubtful hole in it. Okay, that's it for today, and we'll finish obviously continue tomorrow. Mr. Shem.